And here inside the Huntington Beach City Council chambers is City Council Member Casey McKeon. Casey, how are you, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, very good. Thank
Good.
you for being part of this short, brief, kind of get to know you a little bit more.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
For the residents of Huntington Beach.
Definitely.
And speaking about Huntington Beach, of the 4 that got elected, you go back to the origin. I mean, you grew up here.
Yes. Yeah,
I mean, it started very young with you.
Yeah, no, I always, when I was on the campaign trail, just always emphasized, I'm a third, generation Huntington Beach resident, which I'm very proud of. So, I grew up in the Harbor area, just outside of Davenport, and went to Harborview Elementary.
So Harbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, near the Harbor, not on the water, but just outside of Davenport on Westport Drive.
Okay, so Harbor.
Yeah, started at grade school in Harborview, and then I was in the GATE program. So I was, it was a little sad because I left my friends at the time, and ended up bouncing around to Circle View, and then Marine View, and then ended up graduating in 8th grade from Mesa View.
Mesa View.
Yep, and then went to Marina High School.
An alumni.
That's right, go Vikings.
Two Vikings
yeah,
here.
Exactly, go Vikings.
Go Vikings, yeah. I mean, so what was it like growing up through this time period of a third generation?
Yeah.
You're in Huntington Beach. You had no sights on city council way back then, obviously, but you had a business influence.
Sure, I mean, it was paradise. I always say I truly feel this is the best city in the world, for a lot of reasons. Obviously with the weather, and then just Huntington Beach in general, and we're just so full of patriotism and suburban beach community feel and vibe. And so growing up in the Harbor was just playing street hockey with the boys. And then I did the sailing camp at the yacht club in the summer, and then played tennis throughout high school. 4 years varsity tennis. Which
A
I'm
tennis
proud of.
player.
Yeah.
Varsity, and you lettered?
I did 4
Wow.
years. Yeah, and then got seduced by the game of ice hockey, and my family. And talk about business, they actually own the side-by-side rink on Edinger and Gothard, if you remember that.
Well, there's a trivia question for you right there.
Yeah.
That side by side.
Yeah. So there was an ice rink and a roller rink under one roof, hence side by side. And that's where I got my first job when I was 15, and drove the Zamboni, worked behind the skate counter, worked the snack bar.
The Zamboni is the ice machine, the cleaning and all that stuff.
And fun fact, the Zamboni family actually lives in the Harbor still. So,
They're still here?
Yeah, they're still here. Yep. And so they invented the Zamboni machine. And then I'd always love when the church groups would come in on the weekends, and one time our DJ called in sick, so I filled in for that, and so I got my first little taste of being a DJ, which was fun. And just kind of, I've always had an interest in business. My father was a businessman. My stepfather, Calvin Free, owns the Beef Palace, and so I always wanted to be a businessman. And when after high school, I went to Orange Coast College for 2 years, and then from there transferred up to USC and to their Marshall School of Business. And
very acclaimed.
Yeah. Amazing experience. And then graduated there in 2002 with a bachelor's in real estate development and then finance.
How important is real estate? This is an understatement to you, but real estate is a huge domino effect in a community, be that residential or commercial. You're on more of the commercial side?
I am, yeah. So my business is in commercial real estate and in the retail sector. So we either develop shopping centers or we redevelop existing shopping centers. And so right now we're doing a lot of projects across the country that are more single tenant focused, gas stations, fast food restaurants, and the like.
Boy, talk about a change, with the retail landscape in the country as you travel. It's huge.
Yeah, it is. No, I mean, retail is the most dynamic sector of commercial real estate. It's always evolving. Obviously with Amazon coming in, and then all the industry shifted to more, entertainment focused, gyms, fitness centers, those trampoline parks, and then COVID hit and kneecapped all those businesses, unfortunately, but now they're all coming back. And so it's very evolving, and it adapts, and it's very exciting. It's very challenging to keep up with that adaptation, but that's what I like about it, because it is so dynamic and very challenging. And I always tell the people that work with me, if you don't like solving problems, then real estate development's not for you. It's true.
Well, we saw that a lot here in Huntington Beach with the evolution, if you will, from Huntington Center to Bellaterra. I know you know all about that.
Yeah.
But that was that first for us in Huntington to be that center where you go for not to shop necessarily, but you can go to this, you can do this, you can do that. And all
that. They basically call it like a lifestyle center.
A lifestyle center.
And then obviously woven the apartments in there, and so it's kind of like work, live, play. And so, it was a really good redevelopment of the old mall that was there. And, it's interesting. It's a very, packed and busy place, but that was really the start, like you said, of kind of redeveloping the community on the commercial retail side.
But as a note, in Huntington Beach, we have Five Points Plaza that
Right.
keeps also looking good.
Yeah.
And they're almost like they're like almost full.
Yeah, no, their occupancy level's always been very high.
Yeah.
And that owner does a great job, like you said, maintaining the property, the facade, the architectural elements. It looks clean, it looks fresh, and that attracts first class quality tenants that have been there for a long time. Like Mario's restaurant's been there since
for heaven's
I
sake.
can remember, my whole life. I actually went to high school with his son Mario, so that's another fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
See, you're learning trivia questions here today.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wonder what that was like. Like, hey, it's lunchtime.
Well, we didn't really.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is he never really hyped it up.
No.
So we didn't know that he owned it until after high school. I'm like, why didn't you tell us? But no, they're a good family business, and that's what I just think is so important. In our local economy is just really embracing the small businesses and creating the environment for them to be successful.
Right. And so the rumor is there's a big business initiative coming down the pike, which
Definitely.
by this time later, everyone will know about. But can you give us a little insight into what that initiative is through your efforts and the mayor of Huntington Beach?
Definitely. So we're really focused on getting our economy as strong as possible. And I'd always say on the campaign trail, it's the rising tide lifts all boats approach. So the stronger the economy is for us, the higher the quality of life for the residents, the more financially stable they are, the higher the ability to afford housing, et cetera. It all really feeds off the economy. So, coming from my real estate development experience through cities across the country, I've seen what cities do it well and what cities don't. And City Manager Al Zelenka came from Riverside, where he helped actually with a counterpart of mine in the industry create what they call was like a one-stop shop. And essentially what that is, and we're doing that same concept here, is streamlining City Hall to be more business friendly. We've heard all these stories in the community of entrepreneurs that come here and they want to invest their life savings and open up a business, a restaurant, what have you, and it takes them 2 years to get open. And to me, that's completely unacceptable, because for the city, that's 2 years of lost sales tax revenue that we could have been achieving. So the goal is to streamline City Hall, make it really customer service focused. So when someone comes in, it's like, how can I help you? I want to open up a business. What kind of business? Okay, here's your checklist, A through Z. And so they know exactly what process to follow to make it really efficient and get them open and operating quickly, because that's going to help our economy. That's going to drive up sales tax revenue to the city and make everyone more prosperous.
Is this also an initiative that's going to try to bring in the other support groups in the area, like the Chamber of Commerce, for example, or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think our whole goal is just to connect the entire city, from the residents to the business owners to encouraging business investment in our community to the Chamber of Commerce. And then an initiative that I had brought up to you is I would just love to spotlight all our local businesses, throughout the year. And so I welcome, business owners to reach out to me personally to see if you'd like for us to come out and spotlight your business. And, it's what I've learned in life. It's all about communication. And the more communication you have to, especially now being on city council, to the residents, the better everyone will be. Those loud voices will get smaller. Same thing with business. Let's showcase all our businesses in the community. Some people didn't even know that they existed. They can go shop there now. And it makes the entire local economy strong and raises our quality of life for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, now that you're on city council, what has surprised you the most about being here than being out there wanting to be in here? What has surprised you the most, Casey?
I'd say it's complicated. I knew it would be. It's tough in the private sector, right? There's a different mindset. It's efficient. It's profit focused. So you have to be efficient. You have to be adapt quickly. Where in government, it's not that way. So you have this I'll call it the Leviathan, like the battleship you're trying to turn. And so going back to what I said about solving problems, that's what excites me, is that I can really translate my private sector experience to the public side in government, because that's also just solving problems. It's just harder to solve them quickly because you have to get, in this city you have 1,500 employees and staff, et cetera. So getting everyone on the same page and moving that huge battleship in the Panama Canal is challenging. But it's exciting because as we have, in my short time here, I've brought forward suggestions on, have you ever thought about it this way? And no, I haven't. Well, let's push. And so my whole goal is to push as hard as we can up to that line to make us solve those problems quickly. And we're getting good results so far. So it's been fun. It's been very challenging and complicated, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoying it. Are you enjoying juggling your life? Because you have a larger family nowadays.
Yeah, it's very challenging. My wife and I celebrated the birth of our first son, Liam, in August. So he just turned 9 months old. And then, with my full-time business, I have a team of 3, people that work with me along with my 2 business partners. And then city council is, that's a full-time job. So I have 2 full-time jobs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hanging on by a thread, but I'm making it happen. The first couple of months were very challenging because of just all the orientations and meeting all the departments and all that. But now it's the kind of the scheduling has softened and it's way more manageable now. Got our feet underneath us. There's less demand on your time, and the staff's been great. Where I tell them if we're gonna have meetings, it has to be for me like early in the morning. Yep. So I can get to the office. So, but still, it's every day gets better. It gets easier. It gets more manageable.
Is there something that you would like to let the public know that now that you're in the job, you'd like to let them know now that you didn't know before, or something? I mean, what are those things that you can give to the community, give to the public that says, yeah, we're going to be okay?
Oh, definitely. To me, it just goes back to communication. I mean, I will always answer every single email. So I encourage the community, if you have an issue or a problem or there's something you're seeing, please reach out. And it's there. We are here to help. That's the goal of myself and my counterparts that I campaign with, is we want to bring city council back into the hands of the taxpaying residents where it belongs. So there was a resident the other day that was like, oh, I'm sorry, I keep emailing you about Pier Plaza and what's going on. I'm like, no, please, reach out to me, and then we can direct it to all the departments. And I guess to answer your question is that we have really high quality people here that are very skilled in every department. They're very generous with their time. They want to solve problems. So don't feel shy reaching out if you have an issue, and we'll make sure we get you directed to the right department, and then make sure we solve that problem. So that's the answer, is that we have really good staff and people that work here. So utilize us to solve the problems you're seeing in the community. Okay, flash ahead. 4 years from now, where are we in Honey Beach? Well, hopefully in 4 years I'll be mayor, but we'll see. But no, 4 years. I'm very optimistic. I mean, I'm from what I've seen so far in just I think 6 months we've been here, with the results on the business side and making things more efficient. I'm expecting great things for the city. I'm expecting crime to go down. I'm expecting our economy to be strong. Mm-hmm. We just brought the air show back, so I expect the air show to be vibrant. I mean, it's one of the top events in the country on the West Coast. We call that our signature event. Yeah, signature event. I mean, it's on par with the World Series and March Madness in terms of economic benefit that it brings to the city, with revenue, et cetera. Yeah. It's amazing. It's a global event. Now we're linked up with Australia, who the air show is going over there. So we're straddling the Pacific Ocean with our ally Australia, and so I just see a very vibrant economy. And maybe the Olympics. And maybe the Olympics. Obviously we're angling for that to host. We're in the hunt. In the hunt, volleyball, hopefully. Mm-hmm. And that's our goal. I think is in 4 years to really bring back that first class city. I say like the shining light on the hill, the jewel of Orange County. So yeah. I think that we will be there in 4 years. Wow. Well, thank you very much for joining us right here. Your other home. Yeah, it's my other home. It's my other office desk. It's right there. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, right to the right. Thank you, Casey. So thank you. And thank him, yes. And thank you for watching this interview series right here from the City Council Chambers. I'm Matt Liffreing. We'll see you next time.